إليك إله الخلق أرفع رغبتي وإن كنت يا ذا المن والجود مجرما ولما قسى قلبي وضاقت مذاهبي جعلت الرجاء مني لعفوك سلما.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Seek refuge with Allah from Satan the stone. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all at today's lecture on behalf of International Islamic Propagation Center, I Mahbub Ali. Would like to welcome you all at this lecture in this auditorium. Especially a warm welcome to those people who are watching us across the world live at this very moment. From Canada, United States of America, Australia, United Kingdom, Europe, and the Middle East. The topic of today's lecture is what Al-Quran says about Aalihah, gods, and Allah, the God. It will be presented by Brother Muhammad Shaikh in a short while. But before that, let me explain the format of the lecture for the people who have come here for the first time. As all of you have been presented with this booklet, as you open this book, from page 1 you can see that on the right hand side there are Quranic Arabic ayats, and on the corresponding page English translation. These ayats are related with today's lecture, which will be explained by Brother Muhammad Shaikh, and they are in the sequence and compiled by Brother himself. During the course of the lecture, you are not to disturb or interfere the speaker. Any question which comes to your mind, you can write it down with a piece of paper and the pencil provided to you. And you can later on ask the question during the question answer session. The format of the question answer session will be given to you at the end of the lecture by me. Now I would like to call upon Brother Muhammad Shaikh at the rostrum to deliver today's lecture on what Al-Quran says about Aalihah, gods, and Allah, the God. Brother Muhammad Shaikh.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. I seek refuge with Allah from the shaitan the stone. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. With the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings of Allah to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. The topic is what Al-Quran says about Aalihah, translated as gods, and Allah, the God. Before I discuss the topic, I would like to give you the few meanings of the words that are used for gods, and they are also referred as idols. The idols that are mentioned in the Quran by the word tamathil or tamthil. It's an Arabic word, tamthil or tamathil. What does it mean is images, or you see like dramas, tamsil, dramas, or films, or anything related to allegories also. An allegory is something that you narrate a narration or a story which is not real, but you deduce a concept that are known as allegories. They are not real stories, but you narrate a story and that you can understand by the whole sentences that this means this. or idioms. They are known as tamasil or tamsil, idioms, allegories, which are usually used in a sentence in a language, but it doesn't really mean exact the essence of that sentence, but it's something like you understand something else. That is known as tamathil or tamsil. Then the word used is awsan, which is a literal translation is idol. Idol, or you can say idols. They are idols. How they become gods, that's a lecture, but I'm just giving you the meanings of those words. What is an idol? That you have an infatuation or a person really admire somebody or something and it becomes an idol. A fantasy, it's not real. Or infatuation, a false notion of the real. You think it is real, but it is not real. That is known as an idol or wathan, or the plural is awsan. Then there is another word used in the Arabic is sanam. This is known also translated as idol, but you can understand the difference between wathan and sanam. Sanam is an idol which is beloved idol. Beloved idol means that you love that thing or a being, human being or whatever. And that adoring is beyond love, and that is adoring blindly without any reason or logic. These are the words that are used for idols. But what the brother said, Aalihah, gods, how they become gods to a human being. That is the lecture. You have to understand. First of all, we must understand who we as human beings are. Like for example, we have a body, and in our psyche, we have got emotions or feelings, and intellect or wisdom. Two words. In psyche, we have got emotions or feelings and wisdom and intelligence. Intelligence and wisdom and emotions and feelings. I'm using two words. Either you can say wisdom and emotions, or you can say intellect and feelings in psyche. So what is the wisdom? Wisdom is something that you use your brain, you use your logic and reasoning to understand a factual thing. And once you understand the fact of anything, how do you govern yourself by that fact? So a person who has got a wisdom, he uses his logic and reasonings to arrive the fact. An intellect person will also do the same. Using his intelligence, he will use his power or reasoning and logic to understand a thing. And once he understands, because he's got the same thing, he may not practice the understanding, what it comes to him. If it's wrong, he will understand it is wrong, but still he will do it. For example, I give you an example, like drinking is wrong, universally accepted. Adultery and fornication is wrong, universally accepted. But a wise person, by the research and science and intelligence, uses logic and reasons, and once he concludes that this is a fact and it should not be, a person should not indulge in these activities. So he's a wise person. The intellect will also use his intelligence and power reasoning to understand it, but he may not practice it, meaning he will drink, knowingly that is wrong. So that's the difference between intellect and wisdom. Now the other aspect of the human personality is the emotions. What are those emotions? We must understand that first. The emotions are like love is an emotion, revenge, jealousy, hatred, happiness, unhappiness, hurt. When a person is hurt, is an emotion. He cries, he laughs, fear. These are emotions in everybody. So a man is a combination of these emotions. Maybe further also, I'm just giving you to understand that these emotions in connection with intellect or wisdom, a human person lives his life. By using his emotions, by using, not using, but it's given to us by Allah, this intellect, the wisdom, and the feelings and emotion, we are a combination of both. And how to use in the world, how a personality leads his life is based on this. Every human being. Then there is this Ilah is the Arabic word which means God, small G-O-D, God. Small G-O-D means God, Ilah. And in the Arabic, like for example, the Kitab in Arabic means a book. When you add Al-Kitab, Al to Kitab, it means the book. So if you add Al-Ilah, so it becomes, Alif is dropped and it becomes Allah, the God. That means we are specifying that this is not ordinary a God, any God, but it is the God. And that is the translation in English language, Allah. Allah, Allah, the God. This also normally, there's a dispute between the grammarians. So I just would like to clarify that. Now, on the following pages, what are the idols and how they become the idols of a human being is mentioned in the following page. I will read these references and the words of Arabic and its translation, then I will elaborate. Beware of the partners, idols, false gods associated with Allah. The first is Surah Nuh 71, 23 ayah, love. That is Wadda, translated love for Wadda. Surah Najm 53, 19. Allata, would be, if and buts. Just listen to these first, then I will explain later on. Manata, Surah Najm 53 and 20 verse, alas, longing. Surah Najm 53, 20 verse, Al-Uzza, honor, respect. Al-Furqan 25, ayah 43, Hawa, desire. Nuh 71, Surah 23, ayah, Yaghusa, or seek aid. Nuh 71, 23, ayah, Ya'uq, delay. And Nuh 71, 23, ayah, Nasr, vulture. Then Surah Nuh 71, 23, ayah, time or hour, time. Suwa, time or hour. As-Safat 37, Surah, ayah 125, Ba'ala, husband. At-Tawbah 9 and ayah 31, Ahbar, scholars. At-Tawbah 9, 31 verse, Ruhban, terrorist. Shura 26, 29, Fir'aun, the Pharaoh. Al-Ma'idah 5, 116, Jesus and Mary. Isa wa Maryam. Hamim 41, 37, Surah, Shams wa Qamar, sun and the moon. There are others as well. I just mentioned few of them, which mankind, because of their emotions, once they are trapped by one of these emotions, I will explain how the intelligence works for them and they become idols of human beings. Now, the further page will give you the meanings, and we will discuss these words, how these words are related into human psyche. The first word I'll discuss, wadda, which means love or likeness. Translation, meaning of this is a strong feeling of fondness of another person, or combined, or may be combined with sexual attraction. Not necessary, but also love. There are types of love. Now, this love is an emotion given by Allah to love your parents, to love your children, to love your wife, and to love your brotherhood, and love the believers have love among each other. That is given by Allah, that emotion to all of us, that we have this emotion. How it becomes an idol, that is we have to understand. When this emotion, suppose a person, I'll just give you an example and I'll interlink all the guards so that you will understand. Any one person involved in love with anything, you imagine yourself, is in love to an extent that his intellect is working for that love. So this love, how it happens, you fell in love with somebody or with your country, with your thing, beyond the orders and the governing ayahs of the Quran. So it extends to a limit, it extends to a higher degree, that you overpass the laws or the orders of Allah. So that is love. So it is, you are involved in love, or you fell in love. The second connection with that love would be manat, longing. I will not go into that sequence which you have, but I'll just give you the word, the manat, the longing. A strong feeling or wish of wanting something. Once you're in love for anything you imagine, then a longing, a manat, tamanna, will originate in you. You will long for it. You can love yourself also, but you will long for it. Or you will have a strong feeling in you to attain that love. That is manat. Manat, tamanna. First is the love. Now you've identified, I love this person, or I love myself, or I love the country. Then a strong desire will be in you, and that is referred as manat, tamanna. You will long for that love. It is related. And then the second I will say is hawa, desire. A wish to want or hope strongly. The longing is that you are having that desire. And what is hawa is that you wish it happens. It is not an inward desire, but you are wishing that it happens, that I get my love. Hawa. The reason? You want uzza, respect, honor. The meaning of it is the great respect and admiration with people have for a person, country, etc., often publicly expressed. So first the target is the love, then you have got this longing, and then you wish for it, for that person whom you are in love, and then ultimately you gain honor and respect. You think that if I will have that love, I'll be honorable and I'll have respect. So this is how they're interlinked. All these I'm interlinking, that I've identified the love, and then longing comes in you, and then you have a desire, you start wishing for that person or that person, and you want honor and respect from that love. So what you will do? You go to Nasr, vulture. A person who uses weaknesses, helpless people for his or her own advantage and gain. Now, The target is that personality, the love, affect. What is, you can be a country, I'm telling you, anything, from human being to anything. So you will use the weakness of that person to get him. Because it's a longing, wishful thinking. And you want honor, respect from him. You will use all the means to find out the weakness of the person to attain that. To get him, to get that person. Or to get that love. And the further is ya'uq, delay. To cause to be late or taken action slowly. Then you will use delaying tactics. How to manipulate or delay to attain that love. To attain that love, or then you will use backbiting, that is nasr. You will use suspicion. You will have suspicion about that love. And you will also use delaying tactics. How I attain that love. I love that person or whoever it is, or who is a thing also. So you will use delaying tactics. Now, sometimes you are wishing, you are longing, and you're not getting you're not achieving that goal of love. So what you do, you go to seek aid to people, the yagos, something that provides help or support, which means the process easier and effective. You go and seek aid from other people that how I should attain that love. Seek aid. So these strong love, then you are wishing, longing, you start doing nasr, vulture, you start finding weakness of that person, you delaying tactics to get honor and respect. Now you go to somebody to seek aid, how I should get this person or that love. That you are seeking aid, yaghus. And for that, I will say that, like, for example, you may go to a scholar, ahbar, scholars, they are also become idol. Or you will go to some terrorist, Roban. Or you may go to a pharaoh, who is a strong person in the world, who dictate terms. Or you ask the idol Jesus and Mary, idol Mary, to attain that love. Or you ask the sun or the moon, because people believe in the sun and the moon, wishful thinking. So these are the relationship, how you want to attain that love. So you seek aid by the stars, by the moon, by other things, so that I get my ultimate goal is the love and honor and respect. But once you go to these seeking aid, different aids, yaghus, you make this person as your yaghus, or you seek aid from him, or you seek aid from this, or you seek aid from that. And if you don't get it, then you fall into lat. Would be means which wants or intended to be, but it is not if and buts. Now what happens once you seek aid and once you're not getting the results, and as the time passes by, you get involved in if and buts. If I would have gone to the other person, I would have got it. Or if I have not done this, I may have got it. Then you use if and buts. If I would have done that, maybe I would have achieved that. So then you are interlinked, your psyche is involved in if and buts. Because you went to different scholars, you seek aid from different people to attain that love, you didn't got it. So you are fixed up by if and buts. If that thing would happen, I would have done, if I would have done this, I would have gone to this person, but I didn't go. So your mind is stuck up in that. Finally what happens? Suwa. The time is passing by. Hours and hours, days and months. It is passing by, your psyche is fixed. It's all involved in this. So what happens? You are fixed and the time passed by. So that is suwa. hour and time. You are not getting the results. You are fixed up with the if and buts. You are going to one, seeking aid from one yaghus to another yaghus, and the time is passing by. You are finding faults. You are busy in all this. Your wishful thinking is going on, the longing and the desire, and the hour and the time pass by, and you do not get the results, and the whole time, the whole day and morning, the life is not, these, or if you're involved in this, you cannot get the message of Allah. But if I say the same thing, I apply that I love Allah. So for all these things that are given to you, then I won't want respect from God, but Allah, I'll be pleased. I use this words that my tamanna, the mannat would be that I want to love God. So the same will be all right if they are under the influence of the governing eyes of Allah. I will explain to you how again. I love Allah, so then the second I chose was manna. The desire for me to long, I will have this longing desire for the love of Allah. So I will wish also. Manat, and manat is tamanna, is longing desire. Then this is hawa, then I'll desire that I hope that Allah give me the honor and the respect, I be good, razi, or Allah be pleased with me. This is my desire also. So then what I will do, I will not, this vulture, I will not, the person who seeks weak, helpless people or for his own, this vulture nature I will not do. How I will do? I will read the Quranic ayahs and understand the essence of the message of the governing ayahs. And if these ayahs I come to know and I practice them, so I educate people by the ayahs, so they will think that I'm finding faults in them. Well, I'm not doing that. I am trying to understand the essence and govern myself. I have the same vulture nature, but it is different. I educate the Quranic eyes to mankind so that they understand their wrongs. So I'm not finding faults, basically. I'm trying to educate. The ayat itself is governing me, and when I'm explaining these ayats to people, it appears to them that he's trying to find fault in us. I will not backbite them, but I will inform people how to do the good things. So the same vulture becomes positive in the nearness of, because Allah has provided us. Then I will seek aid. From whom? From Allah and His messengers. What He is saying it. So I will seek aid. And if I did something wrong, then I will go into if and buts, that if I would have not done this, then I would get involved. But what the result would be, then I will not do it again. If I do something wrong by the governing ayahs, that if and but I will use it, argue it, would be, but in the future I will not do it. The same technique I will use if and buts. The same I will use for other people. If person is arguing with me the message of God, and he or she doesn't know the meaning, the essence of God, I will use ayahs, and I will use logic and reasons to convince him by the using if and buts to him also, as I did it to myself. The same. And then, what is suwa? Then my time will be regularized from Fajr prayers to Isha prayers. I am using my whole 24 hours time in understanding the essence of the message, implementing and governing myself. So my time is not a God. So every idol will not become mine, but these are there. How to go about it, that we have to understand. But if the goal is not Allah, anything else, it becomes your idols, the whole system I explained. So this is Now, these idols are mentioned in the Quran, in which surah and ayah I refer to you. I will read the ayahs so that you can understand these words are occurred in the Quran in various surahs and ayahs. I will read them and how Ibrahim alayhi salam broke the idols. We'll see that. Surah An-Najm, 53 surah, 19 and 20. أَفَرَأَيْتُمُ اللَّاتَ وَالْعُزَّةَ وَمَنَاةَ الثَّالِثَةَ الْأُخْرَى. So do you see Lat would be if and buts, and Uzza the honor, the respect. Do you see that? وَمَنَاةَ الثَّالِثَةَ الْأُخْرَى, and Manat longing, the third of the other. Al-Furqan 25:43. أَرَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هَوَى أَفَأَنْتَ تَكُونُ عَلَيْهِ وَكِيلًا. Do you see who takes his own hawa, desire, as God? Then what? Would you be an advocate over him? His own hawa or desire, it has become a God. He wants it. He's involved in it. So it becomes a God. So this is how I explain to you how they themselves, this hawa becomes a God. If you are not putting Allah front or governing ayahs, the hawa desire becomes God. Then As-Safat 37 and 125 ayah. أَتَدْعُونَ بَعْلَ وَتَذَرُونَ أَحْسَنَ الْخَالِقِينَ. Do you call Baal husband and you can leave the best of the creators? I explained to describe the husband